Hey, 1 second.
If I have anything else, anything that is, I'm definitely afraid of it.
Hey, y'all come on back. This is Tracy Leathers, she's the shelter manager. What can we do?
Well, I just want to know why this, when you go online on the news, you say that this is animal cruelty. But when I called you, and I'm assuming it was you, you rudely kind of yelled at me and then hung up on me.
Because you weren't listening, and I told you I was going to disconnect the call if you didn't listen, because you kept telling me about your innocent dog. So with the news, this is an isolated incident where a person calls and they say, hey, there's a dog in my yard, it's being aggressive. That does not constitute shooting a dog, but because this is an ongoing case, the animals have already been established as wild, they've killed other animals, they've destroyed property, so there is an exception there because this was not an isolated incident.
Yeah, but the dogs that
He shot were, yeah, that's the reason behind the law, to have an imminent threat.
And what did I tell you? There was no way to determine if they were Jerry's dog or Mr. Floyd's dogs or your dogs. They didn't have collars or nothing.
Here's the way. It's imminent threat. An imminent threat would tell you. That's why in the law it says an imminent threat is needed to kill a dog. So you said that in the news.
Right, and there's a case history. That's what I was trying to explain to you that day. Most of the dogs look alike. Most of them. So, because none of them had collars on, there was no way to know whether they were your dog, Sally Joe down the road, Mr. Floyd's dog. We just know that this has been an ongoing issue for years.
So how come nobody's going back out there? 'Cause there's puppies out there now.
Right, and we have a trap out there because I have one officer for the whole county right now, and we just call the call.
So y'all give him permission to shoot dogs that aren't causing an imminent threat, and by that, our dogs get shot.
Okay, one more time.
I know you say it's an ongoing case, but you also said it's against the law to kill a dog that's not causing an imminent threat.
But these have been. That's what I've been. So there was no way to tell whose dog was who.
By waiting until they cause an imminent threat.
Let me say something, because I know the Jerry Floyd situation. I don't come out of the shelter for very much. Like, this is what I do, take care of the animals.
Yeah, you manage it.
And yeah, but with Jerry Floyd, I've had to come out there. So, and I am familiar. Is it Kyle? Okay, so I'm familiar with him, and those dogs, they totally wrecked his home while he was trying to build it. So yeah, in that situation, And from my understanding, your dogs are related to, or are from Jerry Floyd's property?
Yes, because we when I saw that they had puppies, I went over there and I took the puppies when they were still formula fed. I raised these puppies off of formula feeding.
How long ago was that?
Oh, middle of last year. Then they caught parvo.
Middle of last year?
Yeah, and
Those are the younger ones.
yeah, and then they caught parvo, and then we got them through parvo. We saved every one of them at home.
That's hard to do.
Yeah. Like, so we saved every one of them, taking them, the vet gave us fluid packets, we, were giving them fluid boluses at home, antibiotics, the whole 9 yards. Then after that, one of Jerry Floyd's dogs was jumping the fence and attacked 2 of our dogs. They bit them and their wounds necrosed. Even on antibiotics, they necrosed. He had a wound this big and this deep in him. We had to shun it, they went under anesthesia multiple times, and then as soon as they are better and we're not crating them anymore, Kyle shoots our dogs. And not only does he shoot them, he shoots them with zero remorse.
How many
And
was
then it was 2, and he shot Oliver while he was running away.
Do they have, like, a history of getting off of your property? Or?
They escaped twice, and in that time, the minute they got out, Jason's mama let us know, hey, your dogs just got out, and we put them back in. Kyle didn't even know they had ever broke out.
But see, the thing with Kyle is, every time before that, Kyle's blowing my phone up.
If he needed anything for his house.
No. Oh, the dogs are in my backyard. The dogs are doing this. The dogs are doing that.
Mhm.
So I put up a fence. I spent my money, put up a fence to try to block them from coming over there.
Yeah.
Just to avoid that whole situation.
Is he like your next door neighbor? Or?
Yes.
Yes, I mean, like, there's not even a road there. It's like Jason's parents, our property, and then Jerry Floyd's property, and then Kyle's property. And Kyle literally shot our dogs facing towards our property, or Jerry's, or his mother's, because Oliver went around this way to the neighbor on the opposite side of his parents, and then Taz was dead right there in between Jerry Floyd's and our property. Oliver's gunshot was a through and through. Where did his bullet even end up? Yeah.
So I feel like on our part, like, there's not really much we can do on our end. I feel like maybe if you want to take them to court or something like that, then.
But it's still animal cruelty.
No, it doesn't fall under animal cruelty. That's what I keep trying to explain. Is
Yeah,
that because we already know the history with Floyd's dogs, and there is a small child or children in the area, and they've killed other animals. If we can't come out there to provide safety to the public, then a person has the right to protect themselves or their property.
You said even if they're barking or growling, it's not considered an imminent threat.
Right.
Then
Hold on. I'm going to say it for like the 4th time now. There is a case history, an isolated incident to where I walk outside, there's an unknown dog, I've never seen it before, and it's growling and barking, and I'm scared. That does not constitute an imminent threat. Okay? But because there's a history of these dogs being aggressive with us, destroying property, the threat is already established. You see what I'm saying? It's already there. So
that's not imminent. That is not facing imminent danger. I do too, but it's still not imminent.
It is when your 2-year-old child is out there. I'm going to tell you right now, as a mother myself, I am not waiting for a dog to attack my child before I do anything.
But see, those dogs have been there for 30 years.
Not the same dogs.
Oh yeah, well, not the same ones, but the same. They breeded and breeded and breeded.
And they're wild.
Right.
And they've killed other dogs, and they've
But
destroyed property.
They do not like people. If you walk up to those dogs, they'll run. It don't matter which one you try to.
Even y'all.
Until they don't. Until they don't.
But I mean, they haven't for years.
Until they don't.
Basically, once
So,
came on his property and he felt that there was a threat, he has every right to take action.
But he didn't feel a threat.
I agree with those dogs, but I mean, not my dog.
But he doesn't know the difference between them.
But because he didn't feel a threat. If he'd waited till they were even close and not on his property line, then he might have known the difference. Because Taz will come up and love on you. He would. He'd come up and give you hugs. You know, he didn't. He just shot him. He shot a dog that wasn't doing nothing but trespassing his property. And read the state that dog had actually come on there and killed his rabbits previously, massacred his rabbits. So when the dogs come back on his property, he shot the dog. He got convicted of animal cruelty. That's an what are you saying? Ongoing situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand the difference.
I mean, I don't know how to further explain it to you. I really don't. I mean, I've tried and tried and tried to tell you that there is a threat already established, whether it is to a person or your property.
So you're telling me that he has the right to continue shooting dogs?
If Floyd's dogs or the ones that look like Floyd's dogs come on his property, yes ma'am.
Do you know how many neighbors we have that have dogs that look like Floyd's dogs?
Then they better keep their dogs on their property.
Oh, wow.
They're in violation. It's the county ordinance. If your dog comes off your property, you're in violation. Technically, you could be charged with animal cruelty. If you let your animal off your property and it gets killed, you're in violation of animal cruelty.
But he's not when he directly
Correct.
shoots 3 dogs
Correct.
that are not causing an imminent threat.
They're
not imminent imminent. It means at that time. It means imminent threat.
Right.
Not an established threat from some other dog.
Did he shoot him and kill him?
Yeah.
He shot and killed Taz. And then he shot Oliver in the ass while he was running away.
Well, let me tell you about shooting animals, because we have tranquilized many before, and you can be aiming at the front of them, and as soon as you pull the trigger, they turn and you hit them in the back. It's happened to me multiple times. So we can't say that he shot the dog while it was running away. Could he have possibly? Absolutely, but we don't know for sure. I don't know how to be any more clear that with an established threat, there's exceptions to that, and that's why I told the news I didn't want to do that soundbite, because I already knew where it was going to go, and there was 100 different exceptions to that rule.
Where's the exceptions in the law? Where does it state it in the law?
That's why it's so ambiguous, because
No, it specifically states it needs an imminent threat to shoot a dog, and in other counties where my friends have dealt with the same thing, an ongoing situation where the dogs kept coming in their property and stuff, they couldn't do nothing until that dog was right up there about to attack them. And that is what the officer told them.
right.
They had dealt with that for months.
Right. Well, I can't control what other counties do, but if we already know that animals have the propensity to be dangerous or
Well, the reason why
destroy
they're
property,
dangerous is you have 2 or 3 dogs in heat.
Mm.
You've got a bunch of male dogs.
right?
That's the reason why they attack the other dogs. It's because they're in heat. Because if they wasn't in heat, they run from everybody.
Right.
I mean, that's the reason why they were fighting.
So I understand where y'all are coming from, and I understand her part too.
Yeah, I do too.
I would really, if you feel that adamant about it, is there not something civil that they can do on you?
Yeah,
If they feel that adamant about
And
it?
I've said that before. This is going to be a civil if you want to.
Oh, I can. And he said it should be an animal cruelty case. Because it directly states in the law.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, there is not a judge in this county that's going to prosecute it as animal cruelty because your dogs were on his property when they were shot.
Without an imminent threat.
It doesn't matter.
Once your dogs leave your
So if
property.
Once your dogs leave your property,
Then how come in those cases in Reed v. State and Willis v. State and Futch v. State, all of those dogs were on their property?
So
They were on trespassing on that person's property when they were
you
shot.
need to talk to an attorney about that. All I can tell you is,
say my dog gets loose and it's in the road and somebody hits it, I can't charge you with animal cruelty.
No, I
They
mean,
hit it,
that was
keep going,
an
but you-
accident. But that was an accident. That wasn't.
But you, as the dog owner, can be charged with animal cruelty.
A person shooting my dog can't. A person, okay, I can accidentally, my dog can accidentally break out of my pen.
You misheard what I said. If her dog goes in the road and gets hit by a car, she can be charged with animal cruelty.
Yes.
Because her dog was off property.
Yes.
Same thing with you. Your dog was off property and got killed. You can be charged with animal cruelty.
But the person who actually shot them won't.
No, because it was on their property.
And that
You're
goes directly against what you said in the news.
You are in violation of the law.
A dog can trespass someone's property without being shot.
Right.
It says it. It says it. Trespassing
Exactly.
is not
Right.
something that can be. Oh my word.
I know, and we have already established that these dogs destroy property and also have killed other animals. Therefore, there's already a threat established.
There's not an imminent threat. For you to directly harm an animal, imminent, it means imminent. It means at that time, at
And
that
those
moment.
aren't my dogs.
Well, there was no way to tell who owned which dogs because they didn't have collars on.
So if I shoot somebody in there in my house and
Or
they're
even
one of
on
my
our
friends
property,
and
yeah.
I think they're a burglar, am I not going to jail for murder?
No. If somebody,
On your property.
If you think they're a burglar. If
Yeah.
they're just walking your property, just to walk past it and you're shooting them,
okay, we're not talking about people. We're talking about dogs. I mean, what's your goal here? What is it that you want out of this?
I would
You
really
want
have
him to
just
be charged with
wanted.
animal cruelty.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it should have been.
Okay, then
According
you
to
need-
case
okay,
laws and
So then you
everything
need
like
to
that.
call, okay, so I'm not gonna charge him with animal cruelty. It's just not gonna happen because it's not gonna go anywhere. If you feel strongly about it, you need to contact the solicitor's office, talk to Brittany Woolfolk. She's the one that does all of our cruelty cases, and she can charge it if she feels like she can charge it.
Brittany Wilfolk.
Woolfolk.
Woolfolk. Yeah.
Yeah, cause, I mean, doing this for 10 years, I'm telling you, I don't have, hey, I don't, go ahead.
I'll get Paige to tell the girls. All the health certificate information's on the desktop.
I mean, Kyle's got an imminent threat, or he talks about how his property's getting damaged. I've got twice as much money in medical bills and everything that he's talking about.
But that's because your dogs were off property.
No, I put up a fence so the wild dogs don't go on his property. I've got $5,000 in that. I've got
That's two.
or $2,000 in that.
You talking about to keep your dogs restrained?
I've got two fences to keep mine restrained.
Right, but that has, you're supposed
So
to.
if his dog comes on my property, I can shoot it? Is that what you're
If
saying?
there's a threat.
No, yeah. No,
That's what
they don't
you're
have to be a
saying.
threat.
That's
They
not
don't
what I
have to
said
be
at
a
all.
threat.
What did I say? There's already an established threat.
For Jerry's dogs.
Right.
My
I
dogs.
mean, you're just saying it's
Right.
a confusion is okay.
No, I'm not saying it's
Yes,
okay.
that is exactly what you're saying.
I'm
You're
saying
saying
your
because
dogs-
ours look like his,
Right.
and he got confused on which was which, that it's okay that he shot ours.
There was no way to determine if they were yours or his.
An imminent threat.
Did yours have on collars or anything?
They
No.
chew them off, and ever since he has shot them, we have replaced every day 1 to 4 collars. I mean, it's just when you got, and we went and saved them with the sole purpose of having them adopted out. But when they got parvo, the rescues wouldn't touch them for 3 months.
So the only thing I know to do is tell you, if you want to get him charged with animal cruelty, then you're gonna have to talk to the solicitor's office because they're the only ones that can charge it.
Yeah. I mean, we're not gonna come to any kind of understanding or anything. Once your animals leave your property, I mean, it's up to you
The
to
Georgia,
keep your animals on your
yes,
property.
I do realize
As a
that,
pet
and we
owner.
try. Like, it's not like we said, hey, we just slacked on that.
Yeah.
Every
I mean, if you
time
come out to our house, we've got fence upon fence upon fence.
trying to keep them in. The only reason they were out then is because Jason was home. We have a small pen inside of a big fence to try to keep them safe. When we're asleep or we're at work or something like
They
that,
stay
they're
alive.
in the small pen that's got a room, then they got a room in the house. They're housebroken, domesticated dogs. I mean, I got them when they were puppies. They never even known a cold night, so like when we're at home though, we let them play in the bigger fence area. And Jason was working inside the house and he didn't know that they had dug out, and they
Yeah.
weren't out no time.
I mean,
They had just been let
my
out.
whole thing is, he should have called me. If he's gonna shoot dogs, yeah, call me. Make sure all my, cause you already know that they look alike.
Did he know that?
Yes, he
Yeah.
can see them.
He can see them.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. The first time he shoots a dog, he shoots ours.
Yeah.
All this time y'all say he's been fussing about it and everything. The first time he shoots dogs, he shoots ours.
But he calls me 24 hours when they're just on his property. With it, I mean, he's not gonna do anything.
Well,
But the
actually,
time that he decides to shoot them, he don't call me, don't notify me.
he called us the whole time he was building that house. The dogs are in the house. Okay, we run over there, we run them out.
I thought you said your dogs only been out 2
No,
hours.
Jerry's dogs.
Jerry's dogs. Yeah, every time Jerry's dogs were messing with his house, we went over there and we run them off.
You guys just hit a text. The rabies list is on the desk. It's just 4, and Carly will do it. And the health certificate's right there.
The health certificate is right there. Does he need to go on the computer?
It's open and everything.
Is it still? She had a computer logged in. Was it still?
It wasn't logged in.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It's
Oh,
timed
okay.
out.
I'll send you the password.
You
So,
can log in without them?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait.
basically, Sonia would be the one to press charges if she thought that she could. However, in this case, she does not think that she can. So I think the best thing is for y'all just to reach out to Pretty Little Folk and see if she'll do anything about it. I mean, that's just.
But as it stands, he still has authority to shoot dogs. He still has.
If it's one of, yeah, if it's one of Jerry's dogs and they come on his property,
Like I said, do you realize how many neighbors have dogs that
It's
look
not
like
just
Jerry's?
us. There's
Yes.
at least 4 other people in our place.
then
You've got
y'all need to keep your dogs
animals
on your property.
Yeah.
No, they're not our dogs. That are
I'm
other
talking about the
neighbors.
other neighbors.
Yeah, they have got
And
to
that's
be
not
res-
just Kyle's property, anybody, those dogs could go on anybody's
But
property.
you realize that it does say that trespassing alone is not enough to kill a dog.
Yeah.
So that's part of the Georgia state law.
And if your dog, and if somebody's dog comes on, let's just say,
All he
goes
has
on-
to say is that he was scared.
And I got text
It doesn't even
messages
have
where
to
he
say
wasn't.
that. If a dog comes on your property and is jumping up on your car, it's damaging your car, you can shoot it.
Yeah, that would be damaging property. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If your dog is on your porch and it's tearing cushions off of the outdoor furniture, you can shoot the dog. It's damaged to property. If the dog is in your yard and it's digging up your flower bed, you can shoot the dog. It's damage to property. That's the law.
Okay.
I would go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing that you can do right now. And your neighbors, they know that if a dog goes onto his property, that he's gonna do what he feels like he has to do. Whether y'all feel like he has a right to do it or not, he's gonna do it. So, I mean, y'all have got to keep your animals on your property.
No, I mean that shouldn't be. He shouldn't have a free reign to shoot dogs.
I understand that.
He shouldn't,
But I
because
also-
just because, and Jerry's dogs may have caused some property damage, but they haven't been an imminent threat to him. And he shouldn't have free reign to injure or shoot dogs, especially when he's shooting towards other houses. Shoot dogs on that just trespasses property.
And at least use a gun big enough.
You can't even hunt legally with a .22 rifle.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Most
That's
likely it
what
was
she does
tiny.
with the 22.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Oliver's was a through and through.
Yeah, so I would, all your text messages, all your medical expenses, on vet bills, everything, go talk to Brittany. Cause I mean, we're just not gonna get anywhere right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just go through the solicitor's office and let them charge it. If they feel like they can prosecute it, you let them charge it,
Yeah,
because
and in the meantime, keep your animals on your property.
Well, I mean, we tried.
But we got
There's-
a 6-foot fence now. It's a privacy fence. Alright, thank you.
it's